VR is a very wonderful thing in the media. We meet new people and all of that good stuff. We can even make new friends on there. Yada yada yada, you get the point. But we're talking about one game in particular that is very good, but at the same time there's a lot of fucking issues on it. So let's just get this straight. VRchat is gotta be downright one of the most racist games I've ever played in 2024. This game's got a lot of issues, and I must admit that it can be fun at times, but at the same time there's a lot of people who can be a bunch of assholes and shit. So yeah, and I'll tell you about our first issue is got to be the fact that these people, they're just mad for no reason. They get mad at the game. They just be assholes, and they just it's just kind of hard to explain. Okay, they just be very rude. They don't really care what everybody thinks about them and all that. So, and they just they're self-loathing. People act like children on this game because they've been offended by somebody else in a video game. I don't get why they're like this, but they're like this. So I think we're just gonna move on from that issue of just the people who play it to this next little one. The next factor that we're going to be looking at here is the age restrictions and shit. The age restriction in the game is 13 and up, so you got to be a teenager to play this game. And as a teenager, I think that's very correct on how you should be to play this goddamn game. But I have issues with this because most people who play the game are actually 30-year-old adults. 30-year-old adults, while it feels like they would be mature, they're just not. And it just I walk into conversations whenever I play the game, and they just act like assholes. They treat anybody who's an actual teen who plays this game like they're dirt. And they kind of I'm not pointing this out to anybody, but why do you act like this? Why do you treat everybody below you like dirt? It's just bad. However, I'll take this into another account. This game's meant for teens. I said that before, but this game's meant for teens, not for adults. And most people who are on here, they're probably something. For all we know, they're probably pansexual, maybe they're bisexual, or they identify as a furry or a Therian, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's maybe because they can't do it in real life. Maybe that's why. However, we're going to move on to our third issue that I have with this godforsaken game. People just honestly, they just shit. They they just, oh fuck. Let's just say that people, they treat you like dirt if you like a certain thing. If you watched my content, I play a cat game. I play shitty mobile games, and I always do this random bullshit on there. I even have interests in characters like Godzilla or something. He'll be mentioned a lot in this video, by the way. And people, whenever I turn to a character from those in VRchat, most people will look at me and say some shit oh, you're a baby, or oh, you're a toddler, or something like that, because they're assholes. I don't get why, but they just do it. And one time, heck, and the way people speak on there is also very fucking stupid, honestly. People say shit I don't know. I'm not even gonna say those brain rot words. You already know what they are. You just search them up if you don't know the meaning. However, I'll move on to this next factor because this is already getting boring for you. I can already tell that you're wanting to get off this goddamn video. Okay, this next factor is what people say in this game. These people say very bad things. Like, they're, like, very fucking bad. Like, honestly, like, it's even worse than me swearing right now. Like, let's just say that. And they're just gonna, okay, I'm just gonna point it out. People on there, they say some racist and homophobic things. And trust me, being homophobic is a thing that is weird. Like, honestly, like, it's, like, stupid because, like, you're, like, offending somebody because of their race, and, like, a lot of people do that in VRchat if you are, per se, a furry, a male, a female, anything, even if you're bisexual or pansexual. And a lot of people, they would usually put these brain rot words that I said from the 3rd issue, and they would put the N-word in there somewhere. Like, somebody would say, I'm not even going to say it because it's dumb. Okay. They'll just say blank N-word, and most of the time, whenever I hear somebody actually say those words, I would block them because I do not want to hear the N-word in my ear 24/7. Because honestly, I would much rather have somebody call me like a fuckhead or an asshole or something like that, or an asshat. Because, well, you know, life's kind of a bitch when it comes to people when you're meeting them. Like, one time, okay, this is going to be kind of like a small little bit of a rant right here. One time I ran into a dude, and he said that he was dating his sister. I said good for him because, like, I feel like if I said, what the fuck, why are you dating your sister, I would have been, like, you know, offensive, and I would have made him mad. And then he said, shut up, N-word. Like an immature little 5-year-old toddler who can't handle pissing his pants. Which I really don't like it. Like, I may sound like I'm spreading, like, false information right here, but, like, it's just people are, like, assholes, honestly. Oh, and, I think, like, when I'm editing this video, I'm gonna put, like, swear warning. Like, if you can't handle swear words, then, like, you can click off of it. I don't give a damn. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to this next issue. Like, when people make games, or, like, if they make, like, a separate game from VRchat, or heck, even in VRchat, every VR game has some sort of issue. Like, for example, like, sometimes I will talk to people in a VRchat server of other games that I play. Or, like, even out of VR. Like, sometimes I would tell people that I would play some goofy game, like, oh, I played Battle Cats or whatever the hell. And they would say, oh, that shitty little 9-year-old, like, mobile game. And they would just treat it like shit. And, well, I can kind of see why. Battle Cats has some very, I wouldn't say toxic, but it kind of feels toxic because, like, Battle Cats is a game where you're a cat, where you get a cat army and you beat the fuck out of, like, everybody in sight. And most people don't see it as fun. I can see why, because there's just a bunch of cats just beating living fuck out of dogs. So, anyways, back to on topic. And sometimes I would tell people, like, I have a friend, and I'll put him in the description, and I'm friends with him in real life, and one time I was in a VRchat world with a bunch of people, mainly adults, if you could say so, and he asked me if I wanted to play Gorilla Tag with him, and I would usually play this game sometimes in order to collect my in-game currency. And when he asked that, a guy said, you play Gorilla Tag, and started laughing hysterically. I'm not trying to be a Karen here, but, like, I don't even know if you played the game. Like, most people who, like, hate on stuff, they just, like, honestly say, like, they honestly just, like, they honestly just, like, hate on it for no reason. Like, it's kind of like that toilet thing, the thing with the toilet heads or whatever the hell, where, like, a lot of people hated on it because they didn't see it and they thought it was dumb. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of it, and I don't watch it. I'm not trying to defend it in any sort of way, but I can kind of see why it was hateable. The monkey game, I don't know why it's hateable, like, me personally. I mean, I even play with my friend often. Like, I usually play, I play with my friend on Gorilla Tag often. We usually play tag. We usually talk about random stuff. Like, we would usually have a rant fest where we would be like, oh, who would win between, oh, Godzilla from, like, Godzilla 2014 or Optimus Prime from Optimus Prime the Last Night or whatever the fuck. And we would just, like, be doing that the entire time. Now, I will make a Issues with Gorilla Tag commentary video after this video turns a day old. So, yeah, you'll have to wait for that. Or I'll just, like, wait till I actually have free time on my hands because I don't do this shit often. And okay, now I'm gonna move on to this conclusion, or maybe the next issue. I don't give a fuck. So to conclude, to like just wrap this up, VRchat is a game that is usually meant for a teenage audience, and they're like it's meant for teens. It's not for adults, and this game is racist, sexist, homophobic. I don't know how many racial terms you could put for this game, but this game is like awfully racist. However, I do like how the creator made this game. It reminds me of the movie Ready Player One, even though this game came out in 2014, while Ready Player One came out in 2018. Yeah, still don't give a crap. And I think I'm just gonna wrap this up. Like, this is like a 10-minute video, and I'm sorry for like wasting your time if this actually did waste your time. But at the same time, like, I would just wanted to try something new. So, see you. I appreciate you if you're watching till the end right now.